What do you need?
What's Nebraska do that worries you?
Well, post-Christmas basketball is a little different. That's why the game before conference, I like playing the team from a major conference like Nebraska, the Big Ten, because they're going to be big, strong, they're physical, well-coached. And being bigger and stronger is not enough. And from here on out, you got to execute and got to play smart, get to the foul line, get defensive stops, and got to be physical. So I expect a typical Big Ten type opponent that's very, very physical.
For a physical team, looks like they can put some points up as well offensively.
Yeah, they're averaging, I think, 73 or 4 a game. Petway's a very good player, very versatile guy. He can score inside and out. Makes 5 free throws a game, makes a couple threes a game. So he's a tough matchup. He can score in a lot of different ways. Plays a couple different positions for them too as well. So we're gonna have to have some different people on him, whether it's Shaq, Jermaine, Titus, depending on where they got him on the floor.
Is your defense back to where you wanted it? There's 2 games that didn't play very well. Do you think it's back where it needs to be now?
Well, I told everybody, and people want to worry about the offense, that our problem was defense. In our 2 losses, we averaged giving up 53% from the field. Mm-hmm. And since then, we're averaging giving up 30%, and we haven't we beat a team that could be a top 10 team in Pitt, and won 2 other games easily because of our defense. So our defense has been great the last 3 games, and that's the key for us. Jump shots come and go, offense can come and go, but your defense has got to be your constant. And I think that's not just us. I think it's any winning team in sports.
But you do it. You've done it year after year, the last few years at least. And even when you didn't have very good players, you played pretty good defense. How do you do that? Do you just emphasize it more? Or?
Well, it's just I think the one thing you learn in coaching is the teams that defend win, teams that do things that other teams won't do. You have to learn that that's why you win. I try to give our guys all the time the saying, winners know why they win. That they do successful things that aren't easy, and that's what separates you. At the end of the day, everybody's got scholarships. Mm-hmm. What's going to separate you from your opponent? Everybody's got scholarships and facilities, fan support, maybe at different levels. But if you don't defend, you're not going to win. Then also you got to rebound, and then you got to take care of the ball on offense and share the ball. So it's a threefold process, but. I think it has to start on the defensive end.
Is that a constant battle? I mean, it's not like you get to the defense to a certain level and it's okay. You have to constantly preach that, right?
Well, you can never. I think you can never lose sight of what's the most important thing to give yourself a chance to win. That when you're building a program, that's got to be step number 1. Is because that's before you learn how to win, you got to learn how to not lose. If you make it easy on your opponents, if your opponents get easy layups and wide open shots, you can't expect to win, because they're just not going to give you that stuff. The top 50 teams in college basketball, they don't give you layups, they don't give you wide open shots. They scout you, they prepare, they take away your strengths, they keep you off the foul line as best they can. They don't turn it over so you don't get transition. So you have to do the same thing to them. And then it becomes a game like the Pitt game at times. You got to win ugly, but I think you talk about our defense. As it's gotten better, we've won the NCAA tournament. It's a reason why we win.
What's changed passing-wise? Is it just the mentality of the guys making the extra pass, or have you guys changed anything to improve that?
You talk a lot about it. I think early in the year we were able to score without making the extra pass because of the officials were blowing the whistle in the first 12 seconds of the shot clock, and now that's not happening anymore. Now you got to execute better, and it's one more pass. The 5th pass, and throwing 5 instead of 4, throwing 6 instead of 5. Throwing the extra pass on the fast break to make sure you get the layup. But I think it's contagious. I'm a big believer in, passing is contagious, just like taking bad shots is contagious. Guys start playing unselfish and it becomes real contagious. Guys, and everybody has a lot more fun. You score a lot more points, and I think our guys are starting to realize that's how important that is as the defensive has improved that we're playing against. And it's just a period. That's why I didn't like the way the games were being called early, because I knew it wasn't realistic. You weren't just going to throw 1 or 2 passes and get fouled every possession. That was going to stop. It actually stopped sooner than I thought.